Hey everybody over at movies.com. It is the Schmoes Know Movie Show. I'm Kristian.
And I am Mark. Kristian, we got a lot of movies coming out in theaters. Some are expanding to wide release, some are limited release, and there's one that everybody knows about. Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues.
I thought you were going to say Walking with Dinosaurs. Yeah, Anchorman 2, it was kind of a, when it first came out, people were like, oh, that's funny, and then it really caught on. People love it. 10 years later, almost 10 years later, we get the sequel, so we thought, they're reporters-ish. Let's do a list of the best reporters in movie history.
And because it's a very loose term when you refer to those guys as real reporters, we're going to consider everybody that's actually on camera and then also like beat writers.
Sure.
People that work for a magazine too, maybe a newspaper, they're going to figure into this list too. So here we go. Top 5 of all time. Coming in at number 5, not maybe the first person you think of when you think of a reporter on camera. However, when you think about the horror comedy genre, it totally reinvented the wheel, and that would be Gale Weathers from the Scream series.
Played by one Courteney, and she was like a mixture of an Access Hollywood reporter meets a primetime news reporter, and she is one of the main characters throughout it, and she has the back and forth with Sidney Prescott throughout the series. And Courteney Cox nailed this character. She's a hard-nosed, really, was a B.I.T. thing.
Botch. She was kind of like a young, hot Barbara Walters, and now she lives squarely in Cougar Town. Still looking good, Courteney.
Number 4, we're going with a real-life person, and that be Edward R. Murrow from the film Good Night, Good Luck.
Such a great portrayal of the real newsman, Edward R. Murrow, by David Strathairn. It was directed by George Clooney, and it's totally in black and white, and it works so well just because you get to see what being a newsman back then was like, where he's worried about, okay, how much are we going to let the public know, and are we hiding things that we should have the public be aware of?
Right, all right, so then if he hits number 4, then what do we got at number 3?
At number 3, well, how do you beat Edward R. Murrow? You use 2 people, Woodward and Bernstein, Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman in All the President's Men.
Powerhouse, man, powerhouse. How do you not use those 2 guys? It's a movie that everyone thinks about when the second you say reporters and think newsmen, it's these 2 guys.
Yeah, those are the guys, well, them and Deep Throat, yeah.
Number 2, then you have, this is one that I just want to say it.
Okay, do it.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore. It's so good. I probably screwed up the line anyway. It doesn't matter.
It's just I'm mad as hell, not I'm as mad as hell.
But you know who I'm talking about. That's Peter Finch from Network. Honestly, you could put anybody from Network. Any one of the actors was so great in this movie.
But that speech is so iconic. Unlike you, Peter Finch nailed it on the first take, probably. He plays Howard Beale, and again, he's just one of these things where working in the news industry, you tend to get fried, whether you hang in there for 50 years or you interned for 1 summer and just could not take it anymore.
I liked the truth behind it. It was that message of the rebellion behind it, especially this old dude. It was great. So number 1, this might cause some controversy. We don't care because we are nerds at heart. Mark, number 1, please.
It's hard. Well, if you were going to take a reporter from a comic book or who originated from a comic book, I would want to take April O'Neil from the Ninja Turtle series. However, the Daily Planet, Lois Lane, she's covered some guy named Superman. She deserves to be on this list.
And she deserves to be number 1 because she's another one. She'll go above and beyond to get that story. She will. She's, again, cutthroat, but through it all has a heart of gold. And again, Lois is a really good reporter and dyslexic.
I don't know, man. I think if Peter Finch found out about this list, he'd be mad as hell and he would not want to take it anymore.
He had one shining moment.
One shining moment? It was a great speech. Lois, all she does is like make it. She literally hangs on to Superman's coattails.
But she reports on the guy.
Okay, let me ask you this.
She's the only one who gets exclusive interviews.
How good of a reporter is she if she didn't even realize that Clark Kent was the same guy as Superman?
Depends on the version that you're watching or comic book issue you're reading.
This is why we love doing these lists, to cause arguments not only between us, but everybody out there. How about you guys? Comment on this video and let us know who are your favorite reporters in movie history.
I have a honorable mention.
Who you got?
Midget in a Bikini from South Park.
That's very, very good.
Yeah. All right, so make sure you check out either Anchorman 2 this week, Walking with Dinosaurs. You have Saving Mr. Banks in wide release.
And Inside Llewyn Davis is also expanding to theaters nationwide. And Her, starring Joaquin Phoenix, is in limited release this weekend. So you got a lot of choices at the movie theaters. It's Christmas time, so pick something you can go see with your family. What better way than to laugh your A off with Anchorman 2?
For the Schmoes Know Movie Show, I'm Kristian.
And I am Mark, and I am not really mad as hell. I'm pretty happy right now.
Stay classy, movies.com.